what's going on. Hey, everybody. Welcome to my podcast, His Man Cave. I'm Glenn Stewart. This is Johnny Gates, and this is episode 11.
That's right.
Damn right. And we are just ready to jump off into all the shit we've heard and seen on the news and everything. And
it's going to be a big day.
It's going to be a huge day here.
Mm-hmm. Tables vibrating.
Oh, yeah, and then all of a sudden we got popular.
Yeah, no shit. Nobody's reached out to us for an hour and a half.
Yeah, we've been sitting here just
waiting on this shit to upload. Oh, did we ever finish uploading?
Oh, I don't know.
I wonder if it's going to affect our upload time. It's definitely affecting the frame rate being dropped.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, we'll just keep moving along.
Just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep. You don't like Finding Nemo?
I don't really remember it.
You have 3 kids and you don't know anything about kids movies? I can sing almost every Disney song on the planet. I don't own one fuck trophy. 37 nieces and nephews.
Well, for the record, when you have the quote-unquote fuck trophies and you are forced to watch those movies, they play over and over and over, you drown them out, especially after number 3. You don't.
Are you kidding me?
No, you don't give 2 fucks about
about
that
once
shit.
a month I go on like a adventure to Hogwarts where I watch every movie from the beginning to the end.
No, I have a life.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do at 4 o'clock in the morning?
Maybe sleep.
No, that's bullshit.
Cut the grass.
Get up and
pick up something. Go to the gym. That's what. Yeah, go to the gym.
they looked at me like I was crazy. You know how cold it was fucking Saturday?
Yeah, it's pretty chilly. You know how cold it's supposed to be tomorrow morning?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or
Hard
Tuesday morning?
Is it a hard freeze?
20-some degrees.
Yeah, that's pretty hard.
That's pretty hard. It's fucking freeze, man. Speaking of hard, did I tell you about that wind chime thing that I saw?
Yes.
Dude, that shit was so funny. I wish I could bring a picture. We got to get us a fucking producer.
We do.
But it's,
by the way, somebody that is was supposed to be signed on board, then he'll be here tomorrow.
Who's that?
Well,
is it a surprise?
No, it's the same guy. It's Benjamin.
Oh, yeah? Is he bringing some sheetrock with his motherfucking ass?
I hope so.
I'm just talking shit.
I mean, it would be nice.
It would be nice.
You know, try to get the wheels on this thing rolling just a little bit better, you know?
Yeah, I got the red lights on up right now.
Got the red lights.
If we had some sheetrock on the ceiling, it'd look a little bit brighter.
It'd look a little better.
All right. Are you going to comment on the fact that we're recording in a different style of video today?
No.
You weren't going to bring attention to that?
I didn't realize.
Just let them be like, what the fuck?
Well, I think that, there's nothing wrong with us.
Which way do y'all like it? Y'all let us know in the comments.
Yeah, by all means, let us know, because we are just...
Get the marshmallows out your mouth, buddy.
God.
You good?
So,
but the wind chime.
Yeah, no.
So the wind chime. So you know those, and I'll have to describe it. You know those wind chimes that have the fan on it, and as the fan moves, it makes certain things happen. Sometimes it's hands clapping, or cows doing shit. This one is a chick bent over and a guy
just plowing the fuck out of it.
It's so funny because it's like it's almost like they have to be blowing like a blower towards it. Excuse me.
It's just not the wind doing it.
No, because
this is for somebody's amusement.
It goes real slow and then it speeds up and then it's hauling. It slows down. Man, I'm telling you, we got to get a producer and play videos like that on here. I'm telling you, you'd be giggling so hard if you were watching it. Right?
Well, I found that I was cleaning out my shop today.
Right.
And I found a keychain that somebody gave me. I love it when a fan sends me or gives me a present.
Right.
And it was a keychain, and it's 2 people fucking. And he pushed it together like this, and all of a sudden he's just plowing. But the way he's doing, he's got to arch his back way the fuck back. And,
right.
But it's like so much detail. Like you can tell that he's got a cut cock and hairy balls. And he just, Beth comes out there, and I'm in the shop, and I'm just working the fuck out of that thing. And she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I found my keychain.
I'm trying to lube it up.
She didn't understand.
She didn't appreciate it, huh?
No, she didn't. It's really
It's kind of like my wife's appreciation of the Van Winkle back there. You still hadn't brought your titty picture over yet.
I'll bring it tomorrow.
Yeah, don't forget that titty picture.
You should text me when I leave.
I'll forget.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, that's the way it works. Well, how
I have our life. We're always trying to find something to talk about,
right?
And I want to know your opinion. So you know that there are multiple aphrodisiacs on the planet, that are just kind of natural things that
like
kind of
horny goat weed, or the Beastie Boys talked about one.
Well, like chocolate
Brass
for
monkey.
women, stuff like that.
Who?
Chocolate for women.
Oh,
Raw oysters.
insurance.
Well, like for men, one of the things is the smell of lavender. And I found
Does that makes sense? Because I used to jerk off with lavender shampoo all the time.
right.
It's fantastic.
Was it that wasn't that baby shampoo? Was it that puts people to sleep? that lavender
No.
and chamomile.
No, I'm not a monster.
No, but my point is I got
Pervert, not a
things
monster.
that make me giggle are like when I was walking through the shit paper aisle at Walmart,
All right.
and Beth grabs this 12-pack of Angel soft toilet paper,
Right.
and it's lavender scented. And I start giggling because I'm like, oh, maybe this explains why everybody's into butt stuff. Like,
Yeah.
you're just sitting there, and it's delightful.
Butt stuff?
No, well,
Oh, you meant the toilet
I meant the
paper.
toilet
My
paper.
bad.
My mom, the best advice my mom has ever given me, hands
I don't
down.
know if I want to hear this.
Oh no, she's like, you only have one asshole. Treat it well.
Yeah.
She's like, it's not like a kidney or a lung. You don't have a spare. So what she was saying is, no matter how hard the hard times get, do not buy one-ply government issue tissue.
You stick your finger through it too quick.
She's like, there's no reason to sand your asshole. It's a naturally soft.
I was in the bathroom one time where I didn't have any toilet paper, and I had to take the roll and unpeel the cardboard layers of the roll and just sit there and crumple it up and wipe my ass with that.
Have you ever gone through
that
your
and my
wallet and get
socks.
like old receipts or something?
No,
like that?
I've lost socks and sleeves, though. I can tell you that much.
One night at the racetrack, I lost underwear.
Yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah, it was silk.
Yeah.
It was a fine experience.
No, I used to be a phone tech, so I used to have scissors on me all the time.
Oh yeah.
And I was in Jackson, Mississippi, and I was on the roof of the police department. And we were redoing all the communication stuff in this new police department they were working on back in, this is probably like 04, 03. And I was on the roof, man, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. And I come running, and we're in a newly constructed building, so like I hit one bathroom, and there's toilets in there, but they're still in boxes, you know, so I can't do that one. And I'm standing in this hallway, like freaking out, trying to figure out where I'm going to go, because I mean, it's bad. It's like I got to go. And there was a handicap bathroom right there. And I busted in it, and it was put together, water in the toilet. At least I got one flush, you know what I mean? And I had no toilet paper.
Oh shit.
And I ended up cutting my sleeves off, and I was wearing pants with tall socks. So I ended up cutting my sleeves off and then cutting the top of my socks off and wiping my ass with socks and sleeves.
Today we had a misadventure. Beth was like, she woke me up and she's like, I want Chinese food. And I was like, okay. So we went over to a buffet over off Pines Road
All right.
because they told me it was better. So I go there, and remember how y'all were the other day talking about like Red Lobster and their Cheddar Bay biscuits, and
Right.
Glenn's never had that before.
You never were we talking about that?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So I've never had it.
All right.
And so I see what looks like a cheddar biscuit, and I was like, oh, well, you know, sometimes at the old Chinese buffet, they like to throw something in there like Americana, and you're just like, oh, well, this will be a perfect thing. Man, I took what I would consider not a worrisome bite. It was just a...
Oh, this is going to be fantastic.
I was like, and I'm talking about damn near shoved this entire biscuit in my mouth. And it was a biscuit,
Scallion biscuit.
but it was filled with cheese and just imitation crab meat and boiled shrimp. And I'm just like mid-bite. And as I swallowed it, my first thought was my stomach is not going to enjoy. And I was not wrong. Like I was
it
in,
immediate?
oh yeah, no, I was in my shop and you just hear, and I went, oh, I better start heading towards
yeah.
my house.
Yeah,
And
it's
I
only
did.
50 feet away, but I need to go right now.
Well, we were talking one night about like, you know, when you got to shit,
Yeah.
you got to shit, and you,
Yeah.
and you do that one, like you can tell like just the odor that hits you. You're like, oh man, I only have a finite amount of steps before before you
You
drop
talking
it.
about like if you try to fart and it comes through and you're like, ooh, that's bad.
No, like you fart and you're like, oh.
Yeah, so I mean the smell.
Yeah,
like, it had to
'cause-
push through that.
No, it had
instead
to
of go
jump.
around
I
it.
always like to say it had to jump over a turd to get.
Well, I always say it had to push through it instead of coming around it. So because it was so impacted in, so that's why it smells so bad.
Lord.
So now you said something when we were getting started with this
Mhm.
that what's actually prompted us to start recording, and you brought up the
Shooting
shooting over in Bossier.
in
Do
Bossier.
you want to talk about that?
Hell yeah! I'm look here, and here's why, and I think that I have a valid point.
Okay.
And for those of you that don't know, there was a lady who had some scissors at a hotel, and the officer relieved her of her life.
Not making jokes.
Not making jokes. And in all reality, I can understand. So basically what happened is he told her to put the scissors down. She was obviously in a very bad state, and she took a charge at him, and he put her down.
Right.
And look, I'm not faulting the cop at all.
Okay.
At all. I'm not saying that. What I think is sad about, one, our country is the fact that it was a crazy white woman, so we're not going to hear about it.
Right.
Okay? I'm just saying. The thing that just struck me, I guess from a man's point of view, is I understand she had scissors.
Right.
Okay? My mother was an addict. Okay? And my mother had moments where she had made bad decisions and she had done some crazy shit. And it just makes, there's a few reasons, and that's like me and you talked about my empathy before, and one of the things that really got me was, it was all over fucking Facebook. That's how I saw it, was everybody's opinion on it, and you actually see the shooting part of it where it ends her. And it, like, she bowled over, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, you get to see this woman who obviously has a mental issue, whether it's, chemically induced or, why is she medicating it because it's not, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that was like her worst moment. And it was also her last moment. And that's the part that gets me, because you have kids. Like, what if your kids saw that? You know what I'm saying? Also, as far as the cop goes, I get it. You have a person in there. You have an innocent bystander. You have yourself. And she's coming at you with a weapon. But I do believe that there's, with me, I guess me personally, I probably wouldn't have shot her. I think there's plenty of other ways that you could have handled the situation, because, like, you're a lot bigger than she is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But then again, if she's that strung out on drugs, she's going to be a hard win.
All right. So my take on it with all of that.
Thank you for letting me just
get that
out.
You're
That's
good.
really sweet.
You're good. So if you're gonna lunge at a police officer with scissors, with a shovel, with a knife, with a gun, with anything, you should expect what's about to happen. This is an individual with a pistol that has a life that you have no idea what's going on. You don't know if he caught his wife cheating on him 2 days ago. You don't know if this motherfucker's got debt, if he's in a great place. You know nothing about this guy. If you lunge at a police officer, they are trained to fucking shoot people. They've got guns on their hips. She was fucked up, super fucked up. And she lunged at this officer and lost her life. She lunged at him with a pair of scissors and lost her life.
After being warned several times to not.
As unfortunate as it is that she lost her life, she is the one that made the decisions that ultimately led her to be standing in the lobby of a hotel with a pair of scissors, with a cop standing in front of her, with a pistol drawn down on her.
Mm-hmm.
She's the one that made the decisions that got her there. Now, I'm not saying that what the cop did was right. I'm not saying, I would never say, oh, if I was there, I would have shot her. You didn't say it that cocky. I understand that, but I would never make that decision.
I said I would like to think I wouldn't.
I know, I got you. But there's a lot of people out there that would be like, if I was there, I would.
No. So, there was tons of people.
Now, what you might want to argue there is that this might be a really good argument for maybe, and all the shootings that take place.
I think maybe it's more we need a conversation.
Maybe this should be this is the opportunity, instead of talking about gun control or talking about how the police are this, that, and the other. Why don't we think about new ways of training the police officers?
Right.
Why don't we get them where, you see officers I see officers that look like me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm fucking 290 pounds and out of shape, and there's cops that look just like me, that are out of shape just like me. And if these are the people that are supposed to be serving and protecting us, I think we need to not necessarily hold them to a higher level. I mean, obviously we should, but we need to train them to a higher standard. If you put a military man in that same position, he's not, I think, in my opinion, I think they are a little less likely to pull the trigger, because they are taught so much trigger discipline and rules of engagement. And I think you're more likely to see this chick lunge at an officer who, say, may be ex-military or has military-style training, and instead of her catching a bullet, she catches the butt of a gun to her fucking jaw, and she's laid out on the floor. I think that's the kind of situation that you'd end up seeing, is like, instead of taking the shot because you're scared and you've been trained to shoot instead of fight, and you haven't been trained trigger discipline, I think you're not going to take the bang bang shot. You're going to take the bitch, hold on, and you're going to knock that bitch out, and that's going to be that.
Now, for the record, I'm also going to say that me and Johnny are not saying that we understand or know any of the training that these police officers are going through locally is what I'm saying.
Right. Now, I know some of it because I
Yeah.
know people that are police officers, and they've told me some of the training. And I also know people that are in the military.
Oh, yeah.
And I think
I
think
know a
the
few
military,
people in the military that were a little thrown off, too.
right.
so.
Well, as thrown off as they are, they still get a different level of training than what a police officer
Right.
gets.
Well,
And-
but what I'm saying, and it's not to be any kind of, it's just more along the lines of, in my mind, when I saw it, I was like, surely he's not going to shoot her. You know what I'm saying? Because she's just having a bad moment, a really bad moment.
right.
You know what I'm saying? And yes, she needs to be in handcuffs, and yes, she needs to be in a place where they handle that. You
Right.
know. My issue with it was I think social media is allowing. I mean, that's just really to me. It's stupid negative. It's not focused on the right things. You know what I'm saying? There's a conversation about mental disabilities that really needs to happen. With all of the opiate issues and the drug issues going around and people just being somewhat more batshit crazy than I believe they used to be, I think it's right. I think that we need to go ahead and look into the training and be like, look, we're dealing with a different breed of fucking nuts here. You know, like a guy that was on bath salts that was eating on himself. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I heard something the other day that the guy wasn't actually on bath salts. He just was fucked up. I don't know if that's true or not.
well,
but-
you know what I'm saying.
no,
though.
but
I like I said, I don't fault the police officer at all. I have a friend of mine that's a cop, and there was a guy, and he was strung out on all kinds of shit. And they tased him, and he kept coming. And so the cop shot him in the leg, but at the same time, I know this is going to sound bad, but because they didn't kill him, the department gets sued.
Right.
Because now you've injured him. It doesn't matter what he did. It's like that stupid law where if they're trying to get into your house and they fall through your
Skylight.
yeah, and land on your fucking table, they
Watching
can
a lot
sue
of Liar
you.
Liar. Huh?
No, there is that was an actual case here in Louisiana
Was
that
it?
happened. Yeah, the guy fell through the fucking roof onto the kitchen table and sued them.
Fact check. Oh, we don't have one. God bless.
I'm
you.
just saying that's some bullshit.
No,
But
I mean I understand.
I
Like,
just-
shit like that does happen, and it is bullshit. But again, back to what we were talking about. This lady.
clearly had an issue. I'm not
So,
saying
and
she
that's the thing
didn't.
is like, I mean, I'm a big believer on.
Well, no, my dad told me a
Personal
long time ago,
responsibility.
like you're saying, with personal responsibility. I'm not a small guy. I'm over 6'3". You know what I'm saying? I'm a big guy. I've always been a big guy. You're not a small guy. My dad told me at a young age, look, the cops aren't going to give a fuck that you're a nice person because they don't know you. Okay? But you're a big guy. And the minute you step out of a vehicle, their first thought is, under any circumstance, this guy is going to be a little bit more difficult to take down. You don't
Right.
know if he's super cock strong. You don't know if he's that corn-fed, tard strength kind of shit. And that's what I'm talking about, that it's just, but he told me, he's like, you just do whatever you're fucking told and make sure that they always see your hands because, you will get shot. Now, not a lot of people have that kind of home training, where your dad just flat out tells you, look, law is law. And like I said, I'm not faulting him because in that situation, I don't know what I would have done because she is clearly a danger to him and the person behind him.
Right.
So then you have two factors here. His job is to serve and protect, and he is protecting the one guy, and he has warned her. I think when I was watching it, I was like at least 10 times, put the scissors down. Put the scissors down. Then she comes around the corner, he's like, put the scissors, and then she goes into a trot. I just think that I hate that we live in a society where everything's caught like on a cell phone. You know what I'm saying? And everybody gets to see that. Now, granted, that might wake some people up. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I hate to see that. I hate to see someone having a bad moment, and that's their last one.
Well, I unfortunately don't have empathy because I haven't fallen into the I'm strung out on drugs routine and had to get myself out of it. I've seen people super fucked up, and I've seen what
Well, me
it
and
does
you
to
have
their,
talked about
I've seen what
this.
it does to their life, and I don't have empathy for them because I've never been in their shoes, maybe. But all the people that I know that have been strung out on dope or eating pills and being whatever, they did it to themselves. And
No, I agree with you,
Yeah.
but you understand. Me and you talked about it. My empathy, It's only for stupidity.
Yeah. Right.
Like I have, like because I'm like, oh my god, they really are that dumb. Okay, on a positive note, we can go. You want to chirp
You
up?
want to talk about black Christmas trees?
Yeah.
Have you seen this?
Yes, I have.
You said your wife wanted one a few years ago.
Okay, so let's clear something up. Beth would have a Christmas tree in every house, in every room in the fucking house, and she'd have them up 24 hours a day, 365 days a year.
Is she a fake Christmas tree or a live Christmas tree kind of guy?
Fake Christmas tree.
Yeah.
She's a storage Christmas tree lady. My sister-in-law is a gotta have a real Christmas tree, and she's super stoked because my brother's moving across country, and they got this thing, and they've got like 20-foot ceilings in the living room, and of course she's like, we can have the biggest fucking Christmas tree. Now the reason I don't is because I don't believe in paying $100 every year for a Christmas tree.
For a real one?
Yeah.
Yeah, now I can respect that, but man, my wife's allergic to everything but cockroaches and shellfish, so I can't have a fucking Christmas tree or she'll just sneeze all season. And
Well, my thing is I have animals in the house, and they just it's just more mess. And like whenever they make our fake Christmas tree look like it's a real one, it's just shedding. So we have to replace them like every 3 years anyway. But
you get the pre-lit ones?
No.
I love the pre-lit tree.
Well, I mean that's nice, but we brought a pre-lit one, and then we light it more.
Yeah.
Beth wants it to be a beacon you can see from space.
Honey, they're melting.
Yeah, like Beth, like she's a fire hazard. Be damned.
Well, no, I saw these black. I wish I could pull it up, but I saw these black Christmas trees. Man, they're fucking cool looking.
They are cool.
They're pretty neat. I like that.
Well, see, you got to understand Beth's other favorite holiday, Halloween.
Oh.
And so, if she could have, she'd be one of those Christmas tree ladies that has one for Mardi Gras and Easter and fucking. And you don't get it. Like since we've been together, Christmas is not my favorite holiday anymore.
I love Christmas, but
I love Christmas in the season of giving. I do not care for all of the Hallmark with July and now we have Christmas cards.
Did I ever tell you?
I don't appreciate
Did I
what
ever
they're
tell you
fucking
about my
doing.
first Christmas with my son, my oldest son?
No, but I'm on a serious note.
Right.
For all of y'all that are listening, y'all might not know this, but I am an artist.
Right.
Your son is impressing me left and right. Because not tooting my horn at all, but I gave him a sketchbook the other day, and I told him, I said, I want you to use this, and I want you to utilize it as a tool, and don't be afraid to make mistakes, and let your creativity. And his line work has improved.
Can I tell you something?
What?
We went to Hobby Lobby last night.
Did you get a new one?
No, we didn't get a new one. We got him a new pencil.
Oh, yeah?
He found him a pencil online. I was like, I got to get me one for drawing. And so we went and got him a new pencil last night, and he's still drawing his ass off. I saw a Mario in the trash, and I was like, dude, why are you throwing this away? And he was like, it didn't look right. And it was awesome. Like, it's awesome.
Well, see, that's what the thing is
so
I
awesome.
see so much in your kid. Like I could have been a surrogate father to this child in a sense.
You can have him.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is the way he is, like he takes criticism very well. In the sense
with you, he does.
Well, no, because
with me, not so much.
No, I'm talking about like with
Dad. So.
Right, your dad. But what I'm talking about is like with the art stuff. It's like he's seen my artwork and he's like, okay, this guy is trying to educate me on something, and he's taken what I say, and I think that he has a very promising amount of talent.
Yeah, he's. Now I wish I had the pelican out here. I'd show everybody, but he did that pelican that I may have gotten on the podcast, but. Like he said, Dad, I'm going to do a pelican, and I was like, okay, and he sat right there and did a pelican with a paintbrush and a piece of canvas, and it's awesome.
Yeah,
it will be hung up on the wall.
He's got
a lot of.
You know what the thing that I liked the most about when I was looking through that sketchbook? A, he's used over 3/4 of it.
Yep.
So I'm going to have to get him another one. B, he's looking up different ways to enhance his own ability.
Yeah.
He's wanting to learn shading. He's wanting to learn, body form. He's wanting to learn how to draw, and make things where they are in the right proportions and stuff like that. That's the boys. So shout out to your kid.
He wants an artist pad of some sort that like hooks to the computer. It's like a tablet type thing.
Yeah.
He wants one of those, and he was like, man, if I did that, I could start making illustrations. And I was like, dude, like, that's awesome that's where your brain is going. That, oh, man, I can start making cartoons.
Yeah, he's just constantly going, what's the next step to get even more? And I mean, and I'm not going to lie to you, judging by his caricature work, I might have to step my game up, like because I mean, two of the things in there were he copied the My Podcast, his man cave thing.
My face, right?
Right. So the thing is, let me clear this up. Johnny's kid thinks Johnny hung the moon. Okay, I'm gonna look at the camera.
Unless I yell at him.
Right, but he hung the moon. Anyway, so he drew the caricature that I drew of Johnny.
Love you, buddy.
And I'm gonna tell you right now. The kid just impresses me. And that's something that I don't get impressed very often.
Well,
but I'm not going to tell him anymore. I don't want to ruin him. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like, I'm not going to be nice the next time and be like, oh, that's garbage.
speaking of ruining him, you've said that about Tristan. When are we going to have some of these other guys on the podcast?
I don't know. We need to try to have one the next time we record.
Yeah, we do. We need to holler at Scooby. He said he wanted to do it.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
What we need to do is we need to line like 3 of them up and just some of them watch and then just wait their turn. And make it really boring for them. Like, don't even, just serve like saltine crackers that have been sitting out all day.
Did you ever watch that End of the World podcast on the election night?
I don't watch anything. Oh, yes.
Joe
I know what
Rogan,
you're talking
Bill
about.
Burr,
Yeah.
I caught myself watching that today. It was playing as I was cleaning up.
Oh,
doing
shit.
all
I
that
watched
stuff.
the whole damn thing.
Yeah.
Well, listened to it at work.
Well, it's pretty good, but man, there's a lot of people.
There's a lot of
A
fucking
lot
people.
of motherfuckers end up showing up. Bill Burr's hilarious. That's one of the funniest I think I've ever heard.
Bill Burr can make me cry.
Yeah.
Tom Segura can make me cry.
Tom Segura has had me holding my belly,
Yeah.
laughing my ass off.
You know, Joe likes to scream. You know.
Joe Rogan?
I think
You
that-
scream a lot, Joe Rogan.
but I
Man, that table's vibrating.
yeah, it is. I mean, it's like
Has
the
it been me? Not
no,
me.
it was me.
Not me.
So, but speaking of comics, the other night I went and met up with a friend of mine. His name is Nick Cash. Shout out Nick.
Big Nick.
Nick started comedy here. His first open mic he ever did, and he was this awkward. He was like super awkward, you know. And it was one of those things where he knew he wanted to do something comedy based, and
This is where you went the other night when I had to go to work.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I met up with him, got to meet up with him and visit, and
Yeah, I wanted to ask you.
he
how
does
that went.
improv.
Locally?
No, in Atlanta.
Okay.
Like he went there to do stand up, you know, and I mean it's kind of similar to Shreveport where they're a little separated amongst comedy themes, so to speak, and you know, he just felt like it wasn't a good fit, but instead of giving up comedy, he started putting all of his energy into improv. And like, I mean, I can do it, but it's not what I consider my strong suit. Like I might be actually damn good at it and don't know.
Right. I've never tried it.
It's difficult. It
Yeah,
is.
I told you about when I went to New York. That was that comedy club.
Ooh.
Was an improv club.
Just had a shipper.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, my grandma called those a rigger.
A rigger. Watch your mouth.
Where-
Watch that hard R on this podcast.
Where? See?
Do I ever try to do the digger? Jay?
No, never on this
Never on this
podcast. It is
podcast.
a grand piece of.
Yeah.
Yeah, it made me giggle to the point where I teared up. That's the funniest fucking thing you've ever said. And if y'all ever see him in person, you really need to get a hold of that because, whew,
It's not.
it
You're
is.
making it.
It
it's-
is.
No,
It is.
No.
It is.
No, it's not.
It is.
It's
But
not.
anyway,
It's
so
just
just being able to
bunch of
change
playground
lanes, you
equipment.
know,
Oh.
that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, your buddy does improv. I apologize.
You remember when I was when I was a kid? Do you remember when
Remember when I was a
kid?
young whippersnapper?
No, at the park they used to have like you sat on them and you could. It's like a shovel. It was like your own personal.
Yeah, the digging thing.
Yeah, man.
Man, we were
They
talking
don't
about
do
Betty,
shit
Virginia
like
Park
that.
the other
They
day.
don't
And
do shit like that anymore. It's just all rubber fucking floors and
it's called safety.
it's not fuck safety.
Well, I mean, I remember falling off of the top of a slide and having the wind knocked out of me.
But it didn't kill you.
No, it hurt like a motherfucker, and it would have been nice if it wasn't just earth.
You know what I hated as a kid? That fucking rope climbing gym class.
You know what I hated as a kid? Metal fucking slides that
The
sat
1,000
out
degrees.
in Louisiana heat.
1,000 degrees.
They either blinded you as you were running up to them, or they burnt your fucking knees
The
off.
secret,
God.
the secret was is you spray them down,
Pour water on
with
'em.
Crisco, or. But then you got that spot where it looks like you peed your pants.
Oh yeah. Well, we were talking. Did you ever go to Betty, Virginia Park as a kid?
Yeah, probably.
They had that big space shuttle.
Oh
up there.
yeah.
Yeah.
What do you remember? Ford Park. You actually used to be able to get on the fucking train.
I don't remember ever getting on the train. At
Oh,
Fort
man.
Bragg. It's always been fenced off.
No, not when I was a kid.
Only
You
time
get
I-
on it.
only thing I
and you
remember-
could toot toot, and you would, that was back whenever, the little, what's that fucking train song?
Don't mess with my toot toot. Oh no, that's not. That's another song.
What
That's
is
a
it?
Louisiana.
Little-
like,
I don't know. There's a train song of some sort. I don't know. Not Johnny Cash.
yeah, but I hear that train a calling.
Can you imagine a 5-year-old sitting on an old train in a park and he's like, I hear that train a coming.
I actually
It's
have
coming
3 in
around the
there that
bend."
would do it. That's actually
Your children don't count.
now my children do count.
Not when
They're
it
really
comes to
good at
doing
counting.
cool shit.
They're
'Cause
really
we
good
know
at
they're
counting.
really good at counting.
Yeah.
We're not good at counting.
No, obviously.
Shout out Joseph from California. He put out a message on there that, hey, I don't know what y'all are doing, but counting's not your strong
Nope.
suit. He's like, what happened to episode 9? And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he was correct. We went from 8 to 10. I even think the irony in this one is we already recorded 12.
Yep. And we have to wait.
We have to
And
wait.
it's such a good one too.
It really is.
I think it's a good one.
No, we might have to.
I think we're finally catching our stride there, and then we have to put this out like amateur hour.
the
Like
key is write your shit down.
yeah, the key is label the videos as you do them. So learn lessons.
Speaking of labels that are making me happy, as of tonight, the 49ers are 8-0, undefeated NFL. Bam!
I thought they were playing tomorrow night.
As of tonight,
Oh,
November
I guess I was thinking that you were saying they won
10th.
tonight. Okay, so who do they play tomorrow night?
the Seahawks.
And we're scheduled to record tomorrow night too, right?
You're damn right.
We can try to have a guest.
Yeah, I'll make sure that we have some
See
sort
if
of
we get
guest.
somebody.
I'm sure we can get somebody
I can
lined
probably
up.
get the Wizard over here.
The Wizard would be good.
Yeah,
I
I
know
get
that
the
Molly
Wizard over
Hires said she wanted to be on here.
You think she'd be available tomorrow?
I'll text her. It's not the
That'd be
third.
awesome.
It's not the third. No, not the third Monday, is it?
No,
No.
no. It's the
We have bar
first or
chord this
second.
week.
Fuck, man, I don't know. I've lost track of all of it.
I know that I want to
I've
do.
been back
I
here
want.
writing on my.
I know
my
I-
20 minutes.
I
for
want
this
to
next
fucking.
week.
I want to fucking. I need to do an open mic. I always like to bomb an open mic before a big show.
I think I got mine dialed in.
Yeah,
I think so.
that's the most dangerous feeling in comedy.
No. What I do is I sit back here. I sit back
You
here.
sit back here and make yourself giggle.
No, I sit back here
funny.
and record it. It sounds like a ritual that you do.
I think everybody should poop and jack off before you get on stage.
But then you got to worry about leak marks.
Don't eat.
I don't.
That's the key.
I
And
told
do all
you.
the other.
Do all the other.
Do all the other, but don't eat.
Jerk off and drop a deuce, but don't eat.
Oh, there's something really releasing about releasing a load.
Yeah, but I mean,
It really
there's a
clears
bunch,
the
There's
mind.
a bunch of people that say it, but like as soon as you get done, like, oh, they know, everybody knows
They know what.
that you just did it.
So?
It's a joke. Sorry. Now you know how I feel whenever you tell your jokes.
Oh, man. You're making Aaron happy.
Well, I hadn't done a dad joke yet.
No, busting my balls,
Oh.
jackass.
Oh, that's Aaron. Sorry, Aaron.
He doesn't care about you like I do.
Just because you're a fat. Anyway.
Because I'm a fat what?
I didn't say fat.
I
There's
know.
a different letter in
I
there.
know.
Actually, I just said fat. Is all I said.
All right.
You can fill in the blanks.
So you showed me that river map thing, that where all the rivers.
Dude, isn't that fucking awesome?
That is fucking awesome. I know that we're bouncing around from topic to topic, but the
It's-
thing is,
yeah.
and it's just me and him talk about so much shit. In an hour and a half, we could cover so much shit. And he showed me this river map where all the rivers that dump off into other rivers, and the Mississippi is just sucking the fuck out of all the water.
It's a pretty cool picture.
Yeah.
I can kind of show people
You gotta see.
by doing.
Oh yeah, they can't see that.
No, they can't really
No,
see that. Let me see
that
if
looks
I
like
can get
America.
it. It is America. How do I get it to turn
The
back that
quality.
way?
Nope,
Me-
come
oh,
towards you.
can I do this?
Nope,
Turn
nope,
back.
nope, no, the other way.
Get it.
No, like the side,
Why
like
don't you take it and put it over there by the camera? Sorry, you guys. We are amateurs at this. We don't have a producer, and I'm trying to. There you go. You're like one of those weathermen that can't figure it out. Now you know how much problem I was
there you
having.
go.
So there's that picture right there. You can pause it and take a look at it. But you see where all the rivers just dump in, and that where the Mississippi, that is such a
That is
crazy.
a stupid amount of water.
It's a crazy thought. you know, you wonder why the Mississippi is, you know, the widest or whatever, the fastest moving. I think Red Rivers actually moves the most sediment out of all the rivers in the world, if I remember correctly. But
I wouldn't say that over all the world.
I think that's what that I did.
Oh, you looked it up?
No. It was that Red River building downtown. It's a history of the Red River. If you've never been in there,
Does it blow your mind that the Nile runs north?
no,
What?
because it runs downhill.
No, but I'm just saying it's still.
North can be downhill.
I know, but it's still kind of cool that it's not a common thing.
What about the Juju Road Bridge over in Bossier, where the water went separate directions under the bridge? Because that story's shit. Do you know anything about Juju Road in Bossier?
Nope.
Oh, it's pretty stupid. Anyway, back to the picture. That's pretty neat.
That is.
Yeah, that's really neat the way all those rivers dump in the way.
Well,
they
no,
got
I
that
think it's
mapped out.
awesome.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, but I mean, then you get to look into the fact with all that shit that's flowing down the Mississippi, when they dammed it up, it's allowing Louisiana to be eaten by the Gulf of Mexico.
Have you ever heard, like down in New Orleans, they'll find bodies from murder cases in Chicago and shit because they just dumped a body in the river and 9 months later they find that motherfucker down south.
The body doesn't decompose faster than that?
It's not. I guess it bloats and just keeps floating.
That sucks.
Yeah.
The hell are they eating?
I don't know. Why aren't them alligators eating it up?
I was watching this show called Cold Case Files.
Ugh.
No, not the network show with the guy you hate.
Oh, I hate that guy.
I know you
God,
do.
I hate that guy.
He's so, we could go out and bust the guy because he's got this type of characteristic, and I know where he is because he likes to do this, and I carry a revolver.
I hate that fucking. Anyway.
This show's more of a documentary, Johnny.
Oh, this is like legit.
Yeah.
Like real people stuff.
But the problem
I
is
remember
it makes me really fucking mad. The whole fucking show pisses me off at the end of it because it shows like the flaws in law enforcement and the detection. And like, so they had two cops and it's a little bitty town and they're not looking at all the evidence and they're not chasing all the leads, and the girl gets found and she doesn't have fingers and she's all cut up and bruised up and being mutilated and shit. Turns out 15 years later they find out when some new lady gets on the case that they A, didn't look into all these leads, B, that it was her uncle, like her brother's dad. And he like tortured her for 3 fucking days. Then at the end of it, they said that, oh, we found all these other people that were like, yeah, that fucker did it, he's done this to me and he's done that to me. And instead of putting them all on trial and having them expose their story, they agreed to a plea bargain in which the guy who mutilated and tortured a living person that's related to her, right? Him, her, the person. And they give him 20 years. He gets 20 fucking years. And they know that he did it. He confessed that he did it. And he gets
because of the
20.
plea bargain.
Yeah. He confesses that he does it under manslaughter. And I don't know the first degree and second degree and all that shit, but 20 years isn't enough. That's not fucking justice. And then the dad, he's the most badass. At the end of it, he's like, look, he'll be 77 when he gets out. And I'm going to be waiting for him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, because, like,
absolutely.
you only got 20 fucking years.
Yeah, and I will be.
And
right
I will
here.
be.
I'll be sharpening this knife the whole time.
Shit is about to get fucking awful when you get out. Like,
I can respect the fuck out of that.
I can too. There was a guy when I was a kid that somebody raped and killed his daughter, and then they were moving him. The guy that did it, they're moving him in the airport, and he just blew this motherfucker away.
I think that's stupid.
No, guess what? The judge said that was an act of insanity and threw it out.
Crime of passion through it.
Yeah.
But not every judge is going to do that. There's
No,
gonna be some
no.
judges are going to throw the book at you. And look, man, I mean, I'm a dad.
I
got
know
a
you
daughter.
are.
I got a daughter.
You
And
mention them a lot.
if my daughter would have been kidnapped and
Rape, murdered.
raped, murdered, mutilated, at the end of the day, I'm going to be the one that's going to find him first. And if the cops find him first, then yeah, you got to let him go. because I don't want to spend my life in jail. I've got 2 other kids to think about that I have to still be here for, that I can't just disappear on.
Right.
But truth be told, they wouldn't have found him first.
Well, see, I feel like I'd be a really, oh man, hell hath no fury kind of.
Oh, no, and that's the thing, is they wouldn't have found him first, and he'd have gotten.
He'd have got it.
Oh yeah,
Like,
and not in a simple, because I have no sense of humor about my daughter. You know what I mean? And
Right.
and if I'm thinking realistically, if I'm thinking like if I'm putting myself in that position, my brother raping and murdering my daughter. I know you wouldn't do it, big guy, but my brother raping and murdering my daughter and cutting her up.
shit would get
Me
awful.
finding out
that was even a thought.
that was even an idea that could have happened, I'd beat the piss out of you.
Now, what would you? Now, here's my question: Is there
until
no?
you confess?
Is there nothing the family can do? Like, think about it. If they find out that there was evidence and they didn't follow the lead, but that evidence is what led them to finally finding the guy 15 years later.
Say that again.
Okay, so there was a letter from an inmate that said, "Hey, I know that you're probably not going to believe me. I'm an inmate, but I overheard this guy confess to the entire thing. He gave all the details. This guy,
So he was already in jail?
yeah, he went to jail for something else,
Okay.
for having sex with a kid.
Oh.
Yeah, so
Okay.
and he was in a
Okay, so
cell.
that's okay. That's how the new evidence came to light.
Right. Well, but what I'm saying is that this happened in like 2002 or whatever, and the girl was found in 2000. So it's 2 years into the investigation, but it wasn't. They went through this whole thing where they accused another guy, and the cops were like, "Well, that's got to be him." And then they mentioned the word polygraph, so the judge throws it out as a mistrial because you can't use a polygraph in a trial. You can use it as to a point where, hey, we'll get a confession out of him. But you cannot use the word polygraph, or is it
Inadmissible.
yeah. And so, long story short, it's a bunch of shit. But I think that the fact that whenever the other lady who comes in to do the cold case is looking at it in the box from 2002, there's a letter from that guy.
Well, I mean, that could be just. I mean, look, nobody wants to be told they're wrong. You know, I can see how an investigator is just an individual too, and he's just being told.
No, but
that
what I'm saying is they
everything
didn't
that
even
you've been
look
working
into
on
it.
for 2 years is wrong. It's the word of an inmate.
Right, but at the same
And that's,
time,
to
it's
me,
a
that's
lead.
the thing. Well, yes, it is a lead. I give you that.
But it's
as
also-
a police officer, again, takes us back to our training
Right,
conversation.
But right, we're talking about our training. My point is they've already had a mistrial where they proved that the guy didn't do it. So there's still options to find the person that did.
I give you that.
And I just
And a lead is a
even the
lead.
sheriff at the time was like, he's like, whenever it's a baby,
How old was this little girl?
17. But they tried to, it was just more along the lines, does the family get any kind, because after that, they had 2 kids too. The dad and the mom, they're fighting, they're dealing with the tragedy of their daughter, and they end up getting a divorce. They don't fucking talk.
Yeah. No, it would tear a family
You know what I'm saying?
completely apart.
So, but this dad, he's just ready. But I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be like on a somber note tonight or anything, but it just irritated me for the family because what can they do?
The only thing they can do is be patient, and then the guy can fuck that dude up and hope to God he doesn't get caught. And that's the thing is, if you catch
But he
it, from-
already made that. That's a
well,
very
but if you
public
catch
threat.
it from the word go, and this inmate sends you the letter.
Yeah, but I don't think that like we should give him any witness protection.
No, but the inmate sends you the letter,
Yeah.
and you know about it. Well, then as soon as your brother gets out of jail for whatever it was that he did, you fuck him up. And you don't let the cops find out that he's the one that did it to your daughter. So that way it just is a cold
They
case.
sent it. No, he sent it to the cops.
He sent the
The
inmate
inmate
sent
sent
the
it-
letter to him. It had never gone past my hands.
No, the inmate sent it to the police department
Okay.
that was
I thought you were saying-
investigating the
okay.
murder.
I thought you were saying it sent it to the dad.
And they just threw it in there.
And again, I can see how they would do that because it's the word of an inmate.
Mm-hmm.
And they're police. They're cynical. Just like you said, your dad told you that, man, police. That you're
Yeah,
big,
no, but what
police are cynical. It's that simple. They get lied to on a daily basis. They hear an inmate say that, hey, I know this. They know he wants some time shaved off. I can definitely see how that tossed in the box. I can see it.
Now,
Does it mean it's right? Not necessarily. Should they have followed up on it? Obviously.
I'm just saying they should have looked into it.
Yeah, obviously. But I can definitely see
because
how they
not
wouldn't
knowing
have.
the mistrial, it was a public spectacle, all this other shit that went down. It ripped an entire family the fuck apart. And there's not saying that just their child being gone wouldn't have done it. I'm just saying that I feel bad for the family whenever.
Definitely feel bad for the family.
Well, you know what I'm saying, because it's not. And then the next episode comes on, and it's not any better. And I understand that humans are.
Do you expect Cold Case Files to get better?
No, I
over
just
time?
think that like some of it's like it's super sad. And
Welcome to this week's episode of Cold Case Files, where we find out who this check belongs to.
Well, I'm just saying it's like sometimes it's
No.
just there's evidence that nobody fucking looked at. And I'm the guy that like unfortunately I don't trust anybody. And if it was in that situation, if I had a creepy brother or something like that, I'm throwing everybody the fucking look at this motherfucker. Look at him.
Well, but how do you want to handle it? Because that dictates who starts looking at people.
No, that's what I'm telling you.
Yeah,
If I'm
'cause-
like, I mean, and the family and they paid for private investigators to help them, and everything. I mean, like they were trying really hard just to get an answer, and it's kind of like whenever you have an illness and you don't know what the fuck's bothering you. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes
Unknown.
the worst news could just lighten your fucking day. But I'm just saying, like, if that with me, I died by my mother loves me and my brother just a stupid amount, right? My mom's the type of mom that if one of us had cancer or something like that and we died, then she wouldn't be around much longer. She just could not see a reason past her children being gone.
Even though she has multiple children.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't lost a child. I don't want to think about losing a child.
Yeah. Well,
know,
no.
I don't
Well,
wanna-
nobody wants to.
Yeah. No, fuck no. I will cross that bridge when I get there.
Which is not today.
Not today.
All right. You want to end on a positive note?
Yeah, what you got? Rainbows and Skittles? Sounds like we got some faulty equipment. Jesus. What do you want to end on, buddy? On a strong note?
Trimmed all the bushes at my house.
Man, I thought that conversation was going a different direction.
And I didn't get any fucking
All right.
poison ivy.
Oh, yeah, look at you.
Yeah.
Poison ivy fuck with you?
Oh, like you wouldn't believe. And I'm allergic to the medicine that makes you like not allergic to poison.
Poison ivy used to fuck with me really hard, and I started a lawn service, and
You just built up a resistance.
pretty damn quick. That and like wasps and yellow jackets. Like, I used to get stung by wasps and yellow jackets all the time.
My grandmother didn't realize that I was like a gazelle, Johnny, until I was weed eating by her house. And like apparently my grandmother was collecting the largest collection of red wasps on the planet. And she said that all of a sudden, and this one I was heavy, but I scaled my dad's fence.
Yeah,
It's amazing what she'll do when a horde of angry fuck
Yeah.
you bugs.
yeah.
And
You're
look,
right.
I'm a big guy, and I'm not scared of most people, but I'm terrified of stinging, biting.
When
It's the clout. That's the part that gets me. It's like whenever you walk up on a poisonous snake, okay,
right,
and it rears back, there's no fucks. That snake doesn't give a fuck because he knows what he's got.
yeah,
And he's just like, bring it. And you can be literally, like, we are like Godzilla to a snake, and he don't give a damn.
and no fucks to give.
Have you seen those ants in Africa?
Like
Like
ones
when
that
they're
just eat everything.
yeah,
and
when
rip
they're
it
on the
all
move,
apart.
elephants
Yeah.
are like, nah, we got to get
Nah,
the fuck
yeah,
out of
nah,
here.
we're moving. Yeah, let's get out of here. Y'all watch out. Here they come.
No, and I found out. I looked it up because you know me. I love boring animal documentaries and shit like that. That's what I
Yes, I know you're very boring.
Yeah, that's right. Hippos eat meat. Not 100% vegetarian.
That's-
That's cool. It's cool and terrifying.
How else do they get that goddamn big?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think the vegans have it right.
What kills me is whenever they describe it on there and they're like, they have tusks that are a foot long, and you're just listening to it and it doesn't dawn on you that a foot long is a fucking massive thing.
Yes.
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
Like most guys want a 6-inch dick, and that's how long T-Rex's teeth were. Like that's.
Have that shoved up
Just-
in you. Mm.
Can you imagine a T-Rex comes out and he's got 36 fucking dicks hanging out of his mouth?
Are they hard or are they just dangly dicks?
They're dangly until he's using them. Then they
Oh, they gotta
harden
get
it.
excited, then they
It's
get
like, It's like,
hard.
oh, food, and all of a sudden it's just
Boing.
it's 40 hard cocks. Oh
You
my
have too
God,
much
that'd be
time on your hands.
that would be a horrible way to. Oh God!
Oh,
Oh,
man.
he's not even chewing.
Yeah,
you.
you don't even get stabbed by the teeth. You get fucked by them. Oh, it's in my mouth. Oh.
And instead of him swallowing you, he just blows all over.
That's how he marinates you and saves you for later. It hardens and you
And then
suffocate.
swallows you whole.
It just slides right
You
there.
have to loop.
Oh, shit.
That would have ruined Jurassic Park in 1993.
Yeah, that's a whole different movie.
He's sitting
Starring
on the
Ron
toilet.
Jeremy.
He's sitting on the toilet. It's what he wanted.
You were tickled pink by this.
It's just. Oh no! It's a Dick Rex.
A Dick Rex. A D-Rex.
Oh,
A D-
it's so fucking
when it's not angry,
cry.
and it looks at you, they all swell.
terrible. When he turns his head, it's this big fluffy.
It's like an NBA locker room.
You know that part in Jurassic Park where he looks when he just
It's all dicks. All the ones at the bottom are folded back.
don't move. He can't see you.
Can't see you. Oh God, he saw.
Oh God, he saw us.
Oh shit. You're so childish. We were laughing at D-Rex.
That fat guy from the movie would have died a whole different. Oh, he spit on me. I'm blind.
Oh shit. All right. It's been episode 11 of my podcast.
I think we ended on positive.
I think so too. I'm sure it's a disgusted note, but we're laughing.
Oh God, he saw us.
Oh,
Thank y'all
shit.
so much.
Oh my God, he saw us. His teeth are erect. Okay, thank you guys.
Hit the notification bar.
Like and subscribe, notifications, the whole 9 yards. Tell your friends.
We're gonna have to tag T-Rex.
Oh shit, I'm not doing it. He might get some in my eye. We are going to be in Mount Pleasant, Texas this Friday, the 15th. Isn't that the date? At Mardi Gras for a comedy show. Me, you, Tamachio, Jared Jordan, Jared Jordan, and Kyle Moody
Mm-hmm.
at Mardi Gras. No D-Rex. All right, well, that has been this episode of my podcast, His Man Cave, number 11, right? Number 11. Come on, Giggles, get with it. You can do it. We can end this out on a strong note. That was fun. Got your Giggles out. Are you ready to say goodbye? All right, thank you guys. We appreciate it. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. We already said it, but thanks again.